Hey there! Today I'm in downtown Vancouver. I'm gonna meet with a beginner photographer. We're gonna walk around downtown here and see what frames we can find. I'm gonna help him out with some compositions and framings and a little bit of knowledge that I have that he can benefit from. Very overcast today, but doesn't really matter because we're going to shoot skyline, so we're going to have to wait a little bit for blue hour to kick in. Ravi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you. This is Ravi, the photographer I mentioned. We're going to walk around today here and shoot some beautiful images. Hopefully we can find some nice compositions and frames. How long have you been shooting, Ravi?
I just started 2 months ago.
2 months ago, good. Today is gonna be fun, so let's do it. So today we're gonna be shooting cityscapes. The weather is not really helping. It's a little bit rainy, but what we have to do now is walk around and find some spots, and also have to wait for the blue hour because that's when the city looks the best, right? You have the blue hour, and with the city lights, it's going to create a nice balance and contrast. It's always good to go early at a location and find your spots to take your photos from, but if you don't have the time, then just walk around a little bit and inspiration will hit you, I promise you that. That's a BC Place over there. It's going to be very nicely lit once we have less light outside. This could be one spot if we can place our tripods here and frame BC Place over there. This could be one spot a bit later on. Okay, let's walk a little bit that way because I know there's a place with rocks and boulders in the foreground that we can use to frame that building over there, the Science World. The circus is in town here, Cirque du Soleil. We have it. I remember I shot a photo from there like a few years ago, like 3 years ago, with the Cirque du Soleil being in the exact same spot. It turned out to be a beautiful photo. Let's continue a bit that way. That's where the island is, just before that bridge. And we can check for a couple of frames from there. Sure. And then I think we can jump on the bridge and walk back that way. And there's another spot from there. You see it from there?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do that.
So can we jump on the bridge?
Yeah, you can go on top. There's stairs. I shot one photo a long time ago, like 10 years ago maybe, from that bridge.
If we go all the way this side, we reach to Granville Island.
Exactly, yeah, this promenade is very nice. You have a lot of photography spots that you can shoot photos from. But you'll see, as soon as the lights will start to turn on, it's going to be a different story. You go to school, right?
Yeah.
How is that?
It's going good.
It's good,
almost finished.
Okay.
2 more classes.
And you went for a outdoor shoot, like landscapes, or what?
No, we went to Granville Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good spot too. What did you shoot? Skyline?
Yeah, skyline.
So basically what we're going to do today, but different subject. Did you like it? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Nice. This is our first spot over here. Just careful, don't slip on the rocks.
Have you been here before?
Here in this spot, no, I haven't been, but I've been on this tiny island before, but not in this particular spot. So let's set up here for a frame. What's the widest lens you have? So if you have the wider lens, the 18-55, put that on, because we're going to shoot some wider shots here. We're going to use these boulders as foreground interest, and we're going to have those buildings and the Science World building as well in the background. And we can also shoot from here, kind of the same idea with BC Place over here, with some rocks in the foreground. Maybe shoot with these leaves on the left side of the frame to have a little bit of a foreground element. So that's the plan. Now let's execute. As you can see, the conditions are fairly flat, but it's okay because we're shooting skyline photos. We're shooting the city So what we're going to bank on is going to be the lights of the city with the buildings and a little bit of a sky above. Even if the sky is boring, at least we have the city to look at, and that's going to be our subject. Actually, the buildings are going to be our subject. Do you have live view for that camera? You don't have live view? Let me see. See, so right now, because you put the 18 to 55 lens on, you can see more of the city, right, and of your subject. So it's always good to have a little bit of a foreground interest, like these rocks in the front, because it's less boring. Even though with these conditions it's boring as heck right now, but we're going to wait for the city lights to come on, right, for the ambient light to die down, and the city lights will come on, and then we're going to have the perfect balance between the ambient light and the city lights. That's why blue hour is very good. So anyway, going back to this composition, we have the rocks in front, the water, and the buildings in the back. So take a photo like this, see what your exposure is. You have what, 1/60th,
60, aperture 4.5, ISO 200.
ISO 200. Because this is a very beginner camera body, I would put this to ISO 100, because these bodies are notorious for not dealing with ISO noise, right? So put it to the lowest possible, and then you can balance it from the shutter speed and aperture. So do that, ISO 100. And then for the aperture, so let's put the aperture at f10. Yeah, so the smaller the aperture ring is, the more elements you will have in focus from front to back. So put it to f10, and then you will see where the shutter speed will land. Alright, so it's dark. So now we're at ISO 100, f10, 1/60 shutter speed. So we should drop that shutter speed a bit lower. Start by one stop. So 3 clicks to the left, that's one stop to get more exposure on your photo. 1, 2, 3, that's 1/30. Take another photo and see, it's going to be now a bit brighter. See, but not enough. Go one more stop, that should put you at 1/15. 3 clicks, 1, 2,
1/50.
15, yeah. Still a bit dark. You can go, you know what, go to 1 second and see what that does. Yeah, the lights are starting to come on over here. Pretty cool. This is what you need to do, right? You need to basically go through your shutter speeds, through your aperture, just to get a proper exposure if you're shooting manually. Okay, the foreground is a little bit underexposed for my liking, but when you're editing your photos, it's much easier to bring up the shadows in Photoshop or Lightroom. It's much easier to bring them up than for the highlights to lower them, right?
So should I change to RAW? Like
yes, if you're shooting JPEG, change to RAW, because it's much easier to edit. A couple of photos looking that way to BC Place. I like this light that's reflecting in the water, you see right there? So let's point our guns towards the city that way and get some frames that way as well. Try to get a frame and a composition with BC Place and that light reflected in the water. Let's see what it looks like. Check this out, this is Aqua Bus coming, right? We have a longer exposure and it has a green light on, so we can use our long exposure to get a light trail. Go as wide as you can so we can see as much in the frame as possible, and then yeah, as soon as the Aqua Bus is in the frame, take 2 or 3 while we have it in the frame. I like how the lights are starting to come in, very nice, beautiful colors on that side over there. waited too long. I was distracted by the city lights and the aqua bus just goodbye. I just took one photo. How many did you get? Let me see. Oh, nice. Right on. Good, good, good. Nice.
But this is not clear.
The
It's
water?
so blurry. I mean the boat.
Yeah, because it's moving, right? So because you have a low shutter speed, that creates motion blur. Everything that's moving in your frame is going to be blurred out because of the low shutter speed. Because right now you're at half a second, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why your aqua bus, it's blurry, and that's why the city it's sharp, because the city is not moving, right? Remember when we shot the planes at the airport?
Yeah.
We panned with the plane and we had a lower shutter speed and the plane was sharp but the terminal was
the
blurry.
background, everything
Exactly.
is-
So it's the same principle. We lowered the shutter speed to get motion blur, and we panned with the plane, so that means that we're at the same speed with the plane, so the plane is going to be sharp in the photo, but everything that's in the background is going to be blurry. So what was your other question?
Other one is the screen. The pictures are not right.
They're
See
not
the-
right.
Yeah, the output.
Show me, let me see. Which part is not right?
I mean the whole picture looks dull.
It looks dull, yes, because raw photos look dull in camera, right? Because that's how you shoot them. You don't have any contrast, any saturation pumped up. But when you edit the photo, you can make it look how you want, right? And but the important thing is that you're properly exposed. So when you expose for the photo in this situation, like I told you, try to expose for the highlights a little bit more, because it's easier to bring back the shadows in the photo when you edit them. But highlights are very finicky. If you overexpose, that information is gone, right? So it's going to look horrible. But the important thing is your sky is properly exposed, and then for the foreground here with the buildings, which are darker obviously because the sky is always brighter, right? But these buildings are darker, but it's okay because you can bring them up in post-production, in editing. And what photographers do if they have too much contrast between the sky and the foreground, they shoot two exposures, one for the foreground to properly expose the foreground. Let's, in this case, these boulders, right? You expose for the boulders and the sky will be blown out completely, but then you take another photo of the same composition of the sky.
Merge it.
Exactly, and that's called exposure blending, right? So you have two different exposures blended in one, and that you have a photo that's completely correct, exposed for the sky and for the foreground. You know what? The bridge lights are coming on. Let's go on the other side.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about here? With the leaves in front.
Right.
Let's try to get that. Let's extend our tripods all the way
Sure.
and get the frame with the leaves on the bottom and with the city in the background. Okay, so for this frame I am at f11 2 seconds ISO 100, and just out of curiosity, that's much better from the first one. Yeah, see, it's a bit darker and you have more detail in the sky, and also the city lights are brighter because the image is darker. Oh, look how nice the light reflects from that bulb, from that ball. Let's get some photos of that. You can zoom in a little bit of that. So you see that building on the left side of the ball?
Yeah.
Just get a frame off that left building, and then another frame between the building on the right and this tree here.
Yeah.
Light is falling fast. Still want to go to shoot that bridge on the other side, maybe in a couple of minutes. Now Ravi's going to put the zoom lens on and get a photo with that so we can get closer to that ball. And after that we're going to go on the other side to shoot the bridge. I'm liking the reflections behind me over here because we have different color reflections from the buildings. We have yellow, orange and white from the BC Place building, which is pretty cool. Alright, we switched locations right now. We're photographing this bridge behind me over here, and what I like about this location is the fact that we have all these lights from the city that reflect into the water. Just awesome. We have the reflections, the water. Of course, it's going to be a long exposure because the light is gone right now. I don't even know if you can see my face or anything. And how is your composition, Rob? Is good? Oh, that's nice actually. Very nice. You can drop the shutter. Where are you at right now? You're at 3 seconds. Go 5 seconds. I want to see what that looks like. Okay, Ravi, one more location. How is it? Did you get some good shots?
Oh, so far so good.
So far so good. Awesome. One more location. We're going to hop on the bridge and shoot a couple from there, and that's going to be our vlog.
So what I'm saying is like the perspective is different.
Yes.
So like you know, I came to this place many times.
Yeah.
But I didn't enjoy like how I did today.
Yes.
Through camera, the place is different.
Exactly. Yeah, because you're focused more on the details, right?
Yeah.
And you're at a slower pace when you're shooting. You stay more time in one spot, and you don't zoom by very quickly. Yeah, it's like the difference between driving and walking, right? When you drive along a piece of road, let's say, you don't notice the details, but as soon as you walk on that road, you're like, I haven't noticed this boulder, I haven't noticed this fence or whatever.
Right.
So that's how it is. This is our bridge over here. So right now my composition is bridge on the right and city buildings on the left. Should be okay because I have a lot of lights from the bridge and there's different colors. Those pedestrian lights on the top of the bridge, they create a nice contrast with the lights underneath the bridge that are a bit more orangey. Last shot of the day for me here. I placed my camera on this railing so I can get a half shot, meaning half city, half bridge. So that's the plan. Initially I thought about shooting 2 exposures, one exposed for the city because it's a bit darker and one exposed for the bridge because it's a bit brighter, but I managed to find a balance where I can probably bring back the shadows in post-production, and it should be a pretty good photo. Ravi, good day today?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you got some pretty cool shots. I saw them on your camera. Very nice. For a beginner photographer, those, if I would have gotten those shots when I would started out, that would be such a good confidence boost.
It's
so
all because of your inputs.
Well, but you have to go out and shoot, right? So that's it for us today. I will see you in the next vlog. Until then, take care. Peace.
Peace. Thank you.
Thank you.